Darlene, you ready?
All right. Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to our Mission Possible team call. And tonight is going to be a very special event with our Magnificent Monday open mic night. And I'm just excited about all the possibilities of questions and answers that we're all going to have the opportunity to hear this evening. And as we know, Mission Possible team, we're a lot of fun. We're very friendly. We're agents for change, and we are inspired individuals who are dedicated to creating a healthier, more prosperous life. So tonight, our host is Janae Bartz and Darlene Gibson. And so welcome, ladies. And I'm just going to turn it right over to you. We're so excited to hear what you have to share with us this evening.
Okay. Thank you, BJ. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, Mission Possible. Open mic tonight. Mic check, mic check. 726, mic check. We want to thank everyone in advance for your positive attitude tonight and your positive vibe and great attitude. Mic check, mic check. I am Darlene Gibson. I will be your co-host tonight. Mic check. I am here in St. Louis, Missouri. I am a senior sales coordinator, soon to be a qualifying national marketing director, okay? I'm a salon owner. Thank you for the applause. I am a salon owner. Yes, a salon owner. I'm also an international hair artist. I travel all around the world. I absolutely love what I do. But I also love sharing and inspiring healthy living around the world. I was actually introduced to Juice Plus by my doctor, Dr. Turo. She should be on this call soon. So she shared Juice Plus with me, and it really did make sense. As a stylist, I really wasn't eating enough whole food nutrition at all. Hairdressers, we overbook, we work hard, and we really don't take care of ourselves. So what Juice Plus did for me, it actually helped bridge that health gap. And I tell you, it made a world of a difference. It gave me the energy I needed. Actually, I felt like I was 21, okay? So I was so blessed that I said yes. It helped bridge the health gap, then that financial gap. As a salon owner, pretty much you have to take care of everything yourself. Who knew 2020 was going to happen, the pandemic, and they shut everything down. And that affected our salon and our team. So imagine 40 years being in business, and then they say you can't go to work and you don't know when you're going back. So thank God I have a supplemental income, a plan B, my Juice Plus. So grateful for the business, so grateful that I said yes. So in saying yes, it allows me to be able to know that one day I will be able to be that national marketing director and have all the benefits and the health benefits, which is so important. So I am so glad I said yes to the business. So moving forward, this is an open mic, and we want you guys to relax, kick back, have your pen, be able to take some notes because you're going to get some good gems tonight. So I want to make sure everyone know, all of our leaders that's on this call, all of our national marketing directors, all of our Q national marketing directors, all of our senior sales coordinators, and SC, feel free to answer any question. What we need you to do is to raise your hand. Everybody just raise your hand. This is how you raise your hand. So we're going to have some order. Raise your hand and keep that happy vibe going on and good questions. And so please feel free to help with this open mic so we can have a lot of fun tonight. So I have my dear friend here. I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Janae. Janae, mic check, mic check.
Mic check. Am I coming in?
Right, girl.
Right. Thank you so much, Darlene.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm Janae Bartz, and I'm a senior sales coordinator. My background is massage therapy. I've been practicing massage for 17 years, and so thankful Juice Plus came into my life early on in my career because I was busy. I was working full-time with massage in 3 different cities, and I did that for 3 years, and I was starting to get burnt out. And so Juice Plus came into the perfect opportunity and time in my life, and I was so thankful that my friends shared it with me. It changed my health picture, it changed my financial picture, it changed my future. Can you imagine if I didn't have my Juice Plus income and my Juice Plus family and community? I would probably be in severe pain and probably not doing massage anymore. It's the one thing that's kept me going. So I went from working full time to being able to stay home and raise 2 babies. Well, I'm still raising them. They're still little. But now I'm just doing massage therapy 1 week out of the month because I said yes to this mission. So I'm so thankful for that. We are excited for this open mic tonight. And so if you have questions that you want to ask, at the bottom of your screen, there is a chat feature. Just click on the chat and you can just put a question mark, and then we will call on you for you to ask your question and we'll just move forward. So we want to, be respectful of everyone's time. So if your answers can be concise and 2 minutes or less, that would be great because we really want to try to get as many questions answered as we can.
Okay, great. We have a question. We have a question from Karen Drake. Karen would like to know how much time do you invest in your business each day? Who would like to answer that question? Can you raise your hand, please? Again, the question is, how much time do you invest in your biz each day? Anyone? Okay, our nationals, our senior sales, our Q, our SSC. All right. All right, Miss Beth, unmute yourself and tell us exactly your name and what city you're in, Beth.
Thank you, Darlene. I am Beth Lammers, and I live out in the country in central Missouri, near the city of New Franklin, Missouri. And I've been involved with the Juice Plus business for 20 years. I'm so excited about that. But I want to just say that when I was new 20 years ago, I made a decision that I loved, and maybe other people are like that. I love checking things off. And so I wanted to get to direct distributor. I wanted to check that off. Get to VF, check it off. I wanted to sales coordinator. We had no money. We didn't get any rewards financially for that, but that's what I wanted to do. Charlene taught me what to do. So I, as a mom of preteen kids, working almost full time, raising a family, being a harmonious home, I spent about 40 to 40 minutes every night in my little office downstairs, little bedroom. I'd go down, close the door, and I would make phone calls, have my list and make phone calls. And I did that consistently, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every week for a long, long time. It was just when I could. I mean, we had things come up, but I couldn't. But when I made it a priority. And that's what I did. I spent that kind of time with my business. And as my business grew, I spent a lot more time. I was able to walk away from my other job and really focus on it. Throughout the day, I was able to do my business and really grew a lot more during those years beyond. And now as a national marketing director, I don't think I spend much time on business, but ask my husband, where am I when I walk in the door? I literally come right into my office and I'm doing things, whether it's phone calls, whether it's whatever I can do to help and take care of my team and my customers. So I spend quite a bit more. I would say probably I work a good, I would say per week, maybe 30 hours a week, maybe 20, 25 hours a week, probably. Who else?
All right. Thank you, Beth. Wow, committed 20 years and still going strong and loving it. 30 hours. Okay, thank you so much, Beth. And now we have Margie. Margie, unmute yourself, please, and tell us what city you're from. And your name.
I'm Margie Williams. I'm from Quincy, Illinois, originally from Chicago. And the question is, how much time do you spend? I don't punch a time clock, but like today I did an event. And so that event took like 2 hours. My secret when I started 25 years ago is I listened to and was very coachable. And I did events. I think I had in those days a nightly event once a week to once a month, because Suzanne would come down from St. Louis and I had to invite people and show up. But I'd say the first 6 months I followed the same advice they say. I got to sales coordinator within 6 months. But truthfully, I will tell you, so I got to the highest commission fast, pretty fast in those days. But really, to me, the secret to my paycheck, I've been qualified for 24 and 3/4 year. And that I paid attention to that number, whatever, and it's changed over time, but I paid attention to that number. So I worked harder when it was the end of the month and I needed that number. Does that make sense? So I really, okay, my new strategy nowadays is to get that number early. And that way I don't have the stress.
Wow. Thank you so much, Margie. And then Nancy, you had your hand up.
Well, I was glad that Margie volunteered because
Okay.
if I told people how many hours Ron and I worked early in our Juice Plus careers, you'd probably all quit and say, I'm not willing to do that. But the reality is it's a totally different game today, but one thing remains the same. Early on, we used to show a chart. Does anybody remember the line that went like this? And the value above the line was hours worked. The value below the line was income. And obviously early on, your hours worked are going to far outweigh your income. That's just the reality. And if we can keep people involved and keep people excited, eventually you will get to where many of us are now, where our activity is far less than our income. And that's everybody's dream, I think, but you have to put in the groundwork. I think the key is make an effort to touch your business in some way every day, no matter how part-time you are. Make an effort to do those non-negotiable activities each day, and everything will work out. Jay Martin used to say, just talk to 2 people a day about your business and you'll be fine. You'll continue to move forward. So I think that's a good rule of thumb to follow.
Thank you, Nancy. Awesome advice. Appreciate that very much. Loretta has a question. Loretta, go ahead and ask.
Hello, everyone. I'm Loretta Brown from St. Louis, Missouri. And yesterday we had a team meeting, and one of the questions from one of the persons on our team was, how do you retain your first year customers, keep retention on your first year customers that have overflow of product and you have put it on like a delay shipping, but you still want to keep them and you don't want them to look at that overflow they're looking at and say, you know what, I just don't need it. So how do you go by retaining and keeping those customers?
Great question. So how do you help and retain a customer that is overstocked with product? How do you help them stay a customer, use their supply up that they have, and then get future ordered? Okay.
Yes. Now, remember, I also said you have already put them on delay or ship.
Right.
Mhm.
Delay. Yeah.
So we have Sandy has her hand up here. Sandy, and then we'll go to Debbie. Sandy first, please. Introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Sandy Verdon from Denver, Colorado, and I'm a qualified national marketing director, and I've been in the business for over 4 years, something like that. And, you know, it's easy to tell you what we should be doing. And what we should be doing is following the system and really following up with our customers on a regular basis and making sure that before their next shipment, they get a contact to make sure they're ready for that next box. And that's absolutely the best way to make sure that they don't get backed up. If you find out in the third month or just before their next shipment that they still have stock left, then you already have backlog that needs to be dealt with. And really, that is education. And that's up to us. And it is challenging. Sometimes people aren't open to additional education, but we do have a system in place for following up with customers on day 10 and on, you know, throughout that first 100 days. And that's our responsibility for customer service, to be following up with them, trying to have conversations with them, which isn't easy all the time. Sometimes it's a texting conversation, seeing if they're open to another 3-minute video. The more education and the more engaged they can get during that first 100 days, the more likely it is they're going to be taking that product. And it's not always the case, for sure. And we do lose customers that way. But if we want to do everything in our power, that's what we got to do, is follow up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Debbie, did you have something to add?
Yes, my name's Debbie Tallman, and I live in Hendersonville, Tennessee, right out of Nashville. And I'm a qualified national marketing director, and I've been with the company, it'll be 20 years actually in September. And I think we all have run across this problem. I know I have. And what I usually do, I realize obviously that they're not taking their Juice Plus routinely. So I think, okay, I've got to do something. So what I start doing is text them as a kind of a reminder. I may say, you know, some little cute thing, you know, as a reminder. But what I do is I also suggest that they go ahead and take extra and tell them, you know, it's not going to hurt you. It's just going to build you up more. You're going to feel better. And I explain to them, I have MS and I take extra. And it's not going to hurt them. It's going to make them feel better. So therefore, that might help them catch up a little bit and just kind of keep following through, because obviously they are not doing it normally how they should be doing it on time each month, each day.
Thank you. These sound so good. It sounds like the same thing we were saying. So we shared some great answers yesterday. Sound like we're on the right path. That's what we shared with that person. So thank you, guys.
Yes, great answers. Great questions, guys. We have another question here from
One other
Her hands up.
Just one other point about that. If there's another family member possibly in the house that is not currently a Juice Plus customer, they might want to share some of their excess product with another family member in the house. And, you know, they might get hooked on it too. And you might end up not just retaining your original customer, but gaining a new one. You never know.
And one more tip on that. One of the things when we first get our customers, we know we're so excited to get somebody say yes. Ask them why they said yes and write it down. We have a form you can use in Freedom Revolution. Why are you saying yes? And what are your expectations? You know, and then as you do customer care, you know, especially in the end of the first 4 months, you said you want to do this because of this. How are you feeling in that area? And it's amazing what people will come up with. So find out why, and it really always helps.
And I'm gonna chime in here too real quick. Excuse me, to kind of echo Debbie. So I have done this with customers and saying, you know, you're so important to me and I want to help you remember to take it, we do have a really short video of remembering to take your Juice Plus. So you can ask them if they're open to watching a cute little video. You can make suggestions like put it out so you see it every single day. So whether that's put it next to your toothbrush, put it next to your coffee pot, anything like that. And then I will ask them, can I text you every day and remind you? And it feels a little awkward at first. And they're like, oh, you don't have to do that. I said, no, it would be my pleasure. And I will text them every day for about a week. And then they'll finally say, okay, I got it. Thank you. Because they're being consistent.
That's great. Well, I was just going to say, add one little thing to this. And I got the analogy popped into my head that our relationships with our customers, it's like putting coins in a piggy bank. That trust grows and that relationship grows. And sometimes, you know, for me, I've been, my name is Sally Reinemer. I'm in Denver. I'm a national marketing director. I've been involved in the company for a very long time. And I have some customers for, you know, like 20 years. And so there's a tendency, they've been taking it so long and et cetera, that I don't really need to reach out when I see that there's a shipment coming. However, reaching out really puts a coin in that piggy bank of trust and relationship. And every time I do, they always say, thanks so much and it took me, 10 seconds, you know, and we got little images. Are you ready for your Juice Plus? You know? It's always really appreciated. So not that I haven't let a box go by, you know, at a time, and then you go, oh no, you know, but then you follow up and you make nice and take care of it.
Hey, thank you so much for all those great answers, and hopefully that was helpful for you, Loretta. We have Alice and Ralph. I'd like to hear from 1 or 2 leaders who have built a successful business using social media. And then she have another question. Are there some tips that can be shared? So I'd like to hear from 1 or 2 leaders who have built a successful business using social media. Anyone want to jump in? Anyone? Going once? Okay, mic check. Okay, we have Paula.
Well, what I would say to that, first of all, is when you have customers, start a customer Facebook page. That has been so key to education and retention, and it helps the customer know that we're not just about a sale. We really do care about their health, and we provide a lot of value added information there. We also then periodically post other products. And so the next time their shipment comes around, we may ask, have you been familiar? Have you heard of the Omega? Do you know anything about the berry blend? Because it's a way then to help them add more into what they're already taking based on the education that they've received. Our team started out with a customer page, and we have since opened it up to anyone who's passionate about health. So they don't now have to be a customer. It can be anyone. And that's even more of a reason to not just promote product, but to really create a wonderful health and wellness resource for them. And then you sprinkle in Juice Plus along the way. And I would say our entire team has gotten customers from that. So that's one idea.
Thank you, Paula. And Paula, where are you calling in from?
Oh, sorry. I'm Paula Fontenelle. I'm from Columbia, Missouri. I'm a senior sales coordinator, and I have been with this company for 17 years.
Thank you so much, Paula. That was so helpful. Great information. Anyone else have their hands up? All right. Margie, you can unmute yourself and come on in again.
Well, I like to just share stories, and what makes me most excited is my tower garden. And I've gotten the most traction from telling stories on my garden. So like last year, I did videotapes with my dog in front of my garden, and we looked at the eggplants, and I got into customers that way. And what I have found is that people are paying attention, but you don't even know it sometimes. But people will say, oh, I've seen it and I've seen it. So I would have to say it's more of an influencer than a direct customer. Somebody says, I want to buy from you, Margie, because of your social media posting. I've created engagement and interest. With my towers, it's fun to do.
Okay, next question.
Well, I have a question. How do you work your business with other responsibilities? Whether that's you have another job, whether you have children, anything like that.
Well, go ahead. We have Dr. Wanda. You can unmute yourself and share who you are and what city, please.
Okay, I'm Juan Dutero. I'm senior sales coordinator in St. Louis, Missouri, and I've been part of the Juice Plus family for 19 years. And I'm a physician. I have a private practice, and so throughout my Juice Plus career, I've been extremely busy because that's my full-time job, and it's 7 days a week and evenings sometimes. So what I've had to do, I found that I was kind of like Beth. I like to check boxes too. So promoting myself up was what I needed to do. And I did the activities that I needed to do to get there. Talking to people every day is pretty easy because I see people in my office every day. But I had to carve out, so I had to have some dedicated time for doing Juice Plus. And it wasn't just when I get around to it, because you know how that is, you never get around to it. So I've had scheduled times that's when I'm going to do Juice Plus. And it has changed over the course of the years. Sometimes that's following up with customers, sometimes just taking time to put the orders in. Now it's more scheduled time that I'm working with my team to help them. But if you don't schedule it, in my life, it doesn't happen. So for instance, I just before this call, I had a call with a potential customer / partner. And before getting off the phone with her, I set up a time to meet with her again on Wednesday. Again, a scheduled time. It doesn't happen unless you schedule it. So, and I think that when you're busy, whether it's with family or a job, then you have to schedule that time to do the business. And I'm like Nancy, touch it every day in some way so that it gets done.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. So we see it can be done. Wanda's a doctor and she had to schedule it. And I know Beth asked me earlier, how do I do it? And with traveling and whole bit. Well, during the pandemic, I haven't been traveling, but you really got to schedule it. You got to put it on a calendar, because the calendar is actually your accountability. If you don't put it on there, it's not going to happen. So you really do have to schedule it. I block off time. Sometimes I do it even in between my clients. I'm on the phone. So you just have to, if it's important to you, you just schedule it and you'll make it happen. So that's the only way you can do it, really. You got to really be intentional. And for me, I'm a pencil and paper girl. I have to put it down and schedule it, block it off, and make it happen. So, and it works. And it works too. So, yes. Anyone else would like to add?
Yeah, yes, Darlene.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Nancy.
One of the things that we've found over the years is that typically busy people do the best at our business because busy people are used to filling those little niches of time with something that's how they have to live their lives. Their lives are so scheduled. And so when people say to me, I think I'm too busy, I say, great, you'll probably do really well at this because busy people know how to prioritize and schedule. So.
Okay, we have Sally, and I think we're coming up on 9 o'clock. So Sally.
I'll make this quick. Two things come to mind around scheduling. One is there's a reality. You don't get what you want, you get what you schedule. That can be just a slogan, but it's absolutely true, and you know it. If you look at your life, you know that that's true, your life in general. And the other thing is that one of the challenging things for this, and and when I first started was a big challenge for me, was scheduling my own time. When you go to a job, you clock in, you clock out, those patients are coming through the door, those, people are coming to sit in your chair, you have to be there. Follow as a PT, you have to be there at those hours. However, when we start doing this type of a business, we don't have that structure. So I employed coaches through my years that really helped me create structure, helping look at the week. Use your team leader for this. We can be supporting each other to create a structure that can help us thrive, because we all need structure to help us. So I think we can really support each other, acknowledge that that's an inherent challenge with this type of business, and then see what we can do to support each other to create productive time.
With that in mind, Sally, this might be a good time. And I know, Darlene, Janae, did you have some other plan for wrapping this up? Because this might be a good time to put the ribbon on this. All I'll say is this, with in mind what Sally just said, your leadership has determined a game plan to help you maximize the last month of the Blitz. And I will post that information on Voxer. So be diligent, look at the Mission Possible messages, and I think you're going to be surprised and excited and appreciative of what we're going to have for you moving forward, so that last month of the Blitz will be powerful. That's that. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Nancy. We're looking forward to that. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity to have this open mic, Mission Possible. We hope we add some value and giving you some gems as well with your notes that you've taken. And hopefully this was really going to make an impact on your business so you can keep going and so you can keep growing. And we want to thank you so much for your time. Okay, and I will turn it over to Janae. And again, mic check, 726. Be blessed.
Thank you so much, Darlene. And I feel like people still had some questions out there. So if you would just get your question to your national marketing director, or if there's a specific person you want to ask, we're all on Voxer. So please use that tool to communicate. And if somebody asks me a question, I don't know how to answer it, I will ask my upline how to answer that question. I love how we all work together. So thank you all so much for a fun evening, and have a great Choose Plus week.
Good job, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you
job,
so
ladies.
much. Wonderful.
Excellent.
Good job.
Yes.
Darlene.
Good job.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye.
Right.
Good night.